toward my overhead?
You can certainly do that.
Okay.
So, I'm going to move my microphone over here. I hope that it is able to pick up all of you. We shall see. Alright, so today we're critiquing chairs. There are people who are going to present. There are people who are not going to present because they're not here. Some people are out sick, some people decided not to show. It happens. So let's open these in new tabs. Let's throw them over here onto the side. Oh, that's the wrong window. Oh, there we go. And let's drag this way. Yes, is this functional? Sure, let's call that functional. Chairs. So, Grayson, Ben, who wants to go first?
Thank you.
I can go first.
Great, where are you?
Somewhere. Right there.
There you are. 7 unread. Did you update yours and it's in one of the replies?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
What are the other 5 replies? Critique stuff. All right. Grayson, please present your chair.
I actually really enjoyed modeling the chair. Specifically, like the legs are a lot of fun. The most trouble I had though was putting the hole in the back of that chair nearly killed me. It took nearly as long as the rest of the chair to get the hole to look fine. But besides that, it was all pretty easy.
What about your other chair?
Oh, the wooden chair. Forgot about that one.
There's 2 chairs.
The wooden chair, I really just I don't remember making the wooden chair, but the only part I really do remember is the back part, and I just remember having a bit of trouble with getting the bend in the back to look decent.
I sincerely hope you remember making this chair, because otherwise there's a bit of a plagiarism thing there. I hope you didn't copy someone else's chair.
It's just been over a week, and my
just
mind
been a
blocked it out at this point.
I'm sure.
We block out traumatic events.
So what do people think about Grayson's chair?
Woo. I'd sit in that.
I like the back of it. Like,
That's really good.
yeah. You can tell they just spent a lot of time on it. It seems like your legs are a little thin on the roller chair.
I feel like the little pole holding it up is a little thin too.
Mm-hmm.
As well as something I've noticed is that in the very back open area, there's supposed to be a little connecty thing.
There is a little connecty thing. I didn't say that we had to do the little connecty thing, but it's barely visible from the front view. I don't feel like pulling up the. Oh, I'm gonna do it. You're gonna make me log into my email and pull up the actual reference.
Do it.
Oh gosh. Well, it gives more people time to show up, so it's fine. Please. Please. Mad. Copy link address. Yay, the chair. Get over here. Yeah. Rotate the chair around. Let's see. Yeah, so there is a little plastic thing. The other way around. There's a little plastic thing in between the 2 spines. I didn't ask people to model that, but it's there. All right. Yeah, Grayson, great chair. The roller chair looks nice. It's rendered really nice. I can still see this hard edge on your backdrop. It's very not hard on the other side, which makes me confused about whether you smoothed it or not. I don't like what is called a tangent line. If your renders, you've got a hard line in the background that lines up perfectly with a hard line on your model. Like you've got it with the bottom of the chair there. That's called a tangent line. That kind of sucks. The back view looks fine. You've got a couple end guns. Let's see if I can find them again. Look at that singular extra vertex. Where are you? Come back. Don't run away from me. Right there. Hang on.
How can you notice these things?
It's called being obsessive compulsive and also having done this for years. But yeah, no, otherwise, very nice chair. Yeah, good job. Your wooden chair, I like the bend. It looks to be properly sized, but the front plate is asymmetrical. So that's a concern. Otherwise, good job, Grayson. Round of applause for Grayson. Hooray, Ben, where are you?
I'm gonna go to work now.
Goodbye.
Have fun.
Don't get hit by a bus.
Ben Robinson?
Yeah, I posted it in the.
Great. Let's open all these up. Great. Talk to me about the chair. Ah, is there in the replies? Ooh,
Yeah, that's for the.
Let's close
approach.
all of these up again. Okay. Yeah, so go for it.
Alright, so yeah, this is my rotating chair. I added a lot of details to the chair. Like I added the levers underneath it. I added like the spine geometry to try and make it look very similar. Like I added the divot at the bottom of it, and I tried to like generally line it up with the size reference from the website and stuff. It still turned out kind of awkward though. I don't really understand why either. But I put in a lot. Probably one of the hardest things to get right was probably the seat, because I made the seat from the central like rod. But when I was adding edge loops to connect it all properly, like it kind of messed the things up at the bottom. So I had to go back and destroy the edge loops so the cylinders were still on and not like blocky or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of complicated, but overall, I pulled through.
Good stuff. Feedback for Ben.
I feel like on the second one, you can go to the side view. Like the front part of the seat should be raised up a bit.
Yeah, the front side of the seat is definitely like flat on the chair. Or at least it's got like a hard stop in that curve. This is very angled down. I feel like I would slide off this chair if I tried to sit on it. I'm gonna see if one of these is a side view. We should just open these in a new tab. View. And let's grab the front view. Yeah, so we can see that the curvature of the chair doesn't quite line up. I do like that you added the levers. I also like the smooth version of the geometry you added to the spine. I think that was just in your discussion post. I like the way that this swoop looks here, but this scares me. I saw one N-gon on your armrest, on the smooth wireframe of your armrest. There. So that would need to be cleaned up. I didn't see any N-gons anywhere else. So that was very well done of you. Your render's very nice. I love the yellow backdrop. Overall, good work. I didn't see a whole lot of the wooden chair. Was that in the original?
Oh, yeah, I had 3 renders for the wooden chair.
Let's see. Close all of you. Goodbye. Roller chair. Wooden chair. Smooth renders. Let's see them. Wireframe. Yep. The render. Yeah, that's a wooden chair. Still don't see any N-gons. You've got a little bit of some pinched geometry at the back of your seat where it connects up with the wooden bars. I don't like seeing the template cube in your wireframe, so make that disappear. And because your rolly chair has the yellow background, this doesn't feel like it was rendered by the same person, or it doesn't feel like it was part of the same set. It looks like it's in a completely different setting.
It is, but they share the same folder.
Yeah, but when you update one of them, you can't not update the rest, because you want all of your work to look like it was done by you, so to speak. So overall, good chairs, good job, Dad. That's me clapping because I'm using my hands for something else.
Can you open this back up so I can get a submission?
Yeah. Really? Really?
I've got a question.
Yes.
What are you doing with your wireframe?
Uh-huh.
How do I do that?
We'll talk about it on Monday.
Alright.
You didn't have it in before class? Okay. That's a good time. There you go. I'm giving you 15 extra minutes. Alright. Who's up next?
I'll go.
Who's I?
Megan.
Megan.
I'm the 32nd.
Megan Moore, yes. Anything in the replies that I should care about?
I didn't do anything replies.
Okay. So then, let's open all of these. Pick 1 through pick 20 up. Okay.
I mean, you wanted 18 pictures, right?
I sure did. This is.
I also don't like uploading 18 pictures, but.
I don't like grading them, but this is where we live. So, Megan, talk to me.
I would say I had like two opposite reactions. With the bending tool, I did really well until the very end with the back of the chair on that chair number 2. But then on the first one, I was like really fast at building it, but bending it was not as fast. Kind of like vice versa for each one.
Okay.
And then I had an issue with the back, the slots for some reason, the bridge tool wouldn't work. And so it kept rendering weird, and I spent way too much time on trying to fix that versus like finishing the rest of the chair.
So is there a version of the wooden chair where you have the back bend?
No, I couldn't get it to bend.
Alright.
Yeah.
So the reason you couldn't get it to bend is because you have no subdivisions in it.
Gotcha.
So you would need to go in and add a whole lot of subdivisions to get it to bend. Same thing with the front legs. The reason that their flare is just a taper is because you don't have a couple more subdivisions in there.
Gotcha.
Other feedback from Megan.
When you go to the wireframe of the second chair, the cushions are.
What? Yeah, looks like the multi-cut tool.
Yeah, the
has some issues.
multi-cut tool is doing some fun things here. So it looks like all of the pieces are duplicated, which is good, but all of these diagonal slices create a lot of tries.
Yeah, that's where it was like doing very weird things. And
Okay.
I tried to delete it and then come back to it and it just kept yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of cleanup that needs to be done there. But on the bright side, I don't think any of them are end-ons. It's still definitely wrong, but it's not terrible. In terms of the angle that they're all facing, some of them need to be rotated downwards, same as the top head piece that you have, because they curve downward. They're not up. Your chair legs need to be fenced, and I don't think that there's any renders, but I would have liked to see a render just to make sure that you could do it. But otherwise, you turned something in. Thank you very much, and you presented it very well.
Thank you.
Is the wooden chair just like straight cubes then? Like you said, is there no there's no loops on those, or from the wireframe?
Oh, from the wireframe? So yeah, all of this is just cubes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they need a lot more subdivisions and they need to be bent and tapered and all of the fun stuff. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, class. All right. Who's next? Do we start going down the line?
I'll go.
Who's I?
Nathan Castello.
Nathan.
But this was agony one. You just
Not
passed
very
it.
good.
Castello?
Yep.
I always thought it was Castello.
Costello.
Castello. It makes no difference to me.
Do you have something in the replies that I should
Yes.
care about?
Yes, the
Which
25
one?
minutes ago.
35 minutes ago. Oh, joy. Well, you got something in. Let's find out what it is. Spinner chair, swivel chair. They're all out of order. Talk to me.
Alright, well, I took some of the criticism that you gave me Wednesday, and I decided to try and I went back and remade the pole and legs of my chair to make them thinner and smaller, and as well as shifted my wheels around a bit more. As I also the little chunky part beneath the seat, I made that smaller, as you said, and I had trouble figuring out how to render when I was rendering. I would change the background color of the plane, and it would end up the same color as the chair. And if I tried to do it with walls, well, when I tried to do it with walls, it would be the same color. But whenever I did it with no walls, it would just be a different color. So
You mean white?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to get rid of the walls in order for the chairs to actually stand out amongst the background, and yeah. I think I learned a lot from this, as I crashed many times. So now I know about interval saving and many versions. So I don't have to restart multiple times.
That is good to know. Good feedback. What do you all think?
I think the chair legs on the first one are like too thin. On the first chair.
Ah, the first chair. Yeah, your chair legs are definitely still steaks.
Okay.
They definitely need to be a little thinner. Also, it looks like it might be a bit too, the seat might be a bit too big.
Okay.
Especially like it looked like in this view, the seat looks a bit big.
Mhm.
In terms of your, oh, wait a minute. Okay, you're good. In terms of this, so let's see if I can do this the way I want to. So this is your rolly chair base, and this is also your rolly chair base. I actually like this view better, and then this one. So the difference between this one and this one. Do you see this edge loop that goes to the middle of nowhere?
Yes.
The good news about this edge loop is that it looks like it makes an n-gon, but it doesn't. The bad news is that you've got planes here in between that don't exist. Right? You've got 5 planes going this way, but if I start counting this way, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you've got a bunch of 0-dimensional planes, and that is called non-manifold geometry. We're going to talk about how to fix that on Monday, but it's quads. You've just got a bunch of stuff that you need to fix specifically on the bottom of your roller chair. The rest of your chair looks perfectly fine. Don't see any real issues. This is a little silly. Let's see, do we have it in render view? Yeah, that looks a little...
I swear I
It's got a
remember
little
it being
dip.
a little. Hold on.
It's almost a little Nike shape.
I swear I remember having it look a little different. Maybe I accidentally messed around. I think I messed around with it actually, because
Alright.
I moved some of my chair around, so I think it looks screwed up now. I should have fixed that.
For Project 1,
Yep.
something to improve. Thank you very much, Nathan. Nathan, everybody. Who's on first?
I would like to go next. Dyson.
You.
So all of my stuff is in the replies to my original.
I'm sure. Oh, okay. Are they?
They should be.
Because here's Dyson, and there's no replies. All right, while Dyson figures out what's going on with his stuff,
Why am I having issues?
Nate, you around?
Yeah, I'm here.
Great, congratulations, you've been voluntold.
Nice.
So, is this is what you got?
Yeah, that's all I got so far.
All right,
So,
talk to me about the wooden chair.
basically, I'm focused on the wooden chairs.
Yep.
I primarily focused on using the bend tool and using proper extrusions in the duplicate tool.
Yep.
Because last time with the crate, I had issues creating, consistent objects. So I made sure they were consistent this time. And for the seats, shaped it out of a rectangle. Use the smoothing tool.
All right, I'll stop you there.
Alright.
This is a very good wooden chair. This is probably, like you said, the closest to reference that I have seen or will see today. And I love this chair very much. I wish that I got to see it in render view. I wish that I'd gotten to see it rotate around a little bit, but this is a very nice chair.
Yeah, and, yeah, it's obvious, than the other one.
Yeah. Going forward, I hope that we will learn how to manage our time better. Always come to me if you have any trouble whatsoever, but this is really good work, stellar work. Thank you very much for returning something in. Thank you very much.
Okay, I found mine. It's at the very top.
It's at the very top.
It says final. Yep.
Okay.
Final what?
So, talk to me.
Okay, so we're gonna get. Why are they out of order?
I don't know, but we're starting here.
Okay.
Roll
So
with it.
the rolly chair.
Yeah.
I first started, got the base of it done, and then I decided to restart it because I did not like it. I was up until about 4 a.m. working on this last night, and I would say that sleep deprived me is very proud of what I have done. The most tedious part about it was just having to copy like the wheelbase stuff around and getting all the edge loops on it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that was really too difficult. The bend tool, okay, the bottom of the seat was very bad. That was a pain.
Okay.
But the bend tool, that wasn't too difficult to work around. I'm proud of what I did with my rolly chair because I spent a lot of time on it. Probably more than what I should have done, but nothing was too difficult with it.
Sure.
The wooden chairs, those were just fun to make. I didn't really run into any issues. I do know that on the critique you said something about the back of it, that there was a panel on the back, like that back horizontal link panel wasn't connected to the chair seat.
Mm-hmm.
I did not go back and fix that because I was too focused on my rolly chair.
Okay.
But there wasn't really too many issues that I ran into with the wooden chair. I just think it looks comfortable to sit in. I hope.
Any feedback for Dyson?
It seems like the whole bottom half of the spinny chair is too small for the upper half.
Yeah, I could understand that. Yeah. If I go to one of the side views, your chair legs don't extend past the back of the chair. So this thing will go flying one way or another. Any other feedback?
I've noticed an gone in one of the spines.
Yeah, the one that I was hovering over
Yeah.
for a good bit. Where'd you go? Come back here. You're not getting away with this. Look at that, front and center.
I think I accidentally had the edge loop tool selected, or just the loop tool, and I accidentally clicked it and I didn't realize it, and so it kind of just stayed there. But yeah, the unsmooth chair seat does not look good.
And you did a wonderful job not submitting the unsmooth chair.
Exactly.
Do that next time,
Dang.
and I will. Yeah. No, you gotta. I do like the fencing on your chair legs. I like that your wheels aren't all facing the same way. This needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Down here. Your armrests are missing the little button. The spine of your chair doesn't feel like it was made with the bend tool. It feels like you made it by hand.
So it was made with the bend tool starting out, and then I used the soft touch tool. So it's a little bit of both.
And what have we learned about the soft touch tool?
Just don't do it.
Good answer.
Look, I tried.
Good.
I like it.
It's good to experiment, but sometimes when things go wrong, it's good to, if you have iteratively saved, delete the most recent stuff and go back a version. Alright, thank you, Dyson. Who's up next?
Shiloh.
Shiloh's up next.
Shiloh wants to know.
The chair thou requires.
OMG, Shiloh.
OMG.
My problems were Maya crashing, ain't that the truth?
Yes. Yay. I lost a lot of stuff, and sometimes when things crash and then I have to redo everything, I absolutely hate it. But then I learned that sometimes listening to some good music helps a lot. But that's the little baby chair. Little baby chair gave me less problems than the spinny.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine, but also, I think that I should touch up the bottom. I don't think I put in a thing in there, but it just, the edge loops, I don't like when they're not even, but also that, yes, I know, I tried so hard to fix it. I think that's what, the bottom is the problem. It has to be.
I don't know how you managed to draw a circle in Maya.
I don't know either.
Wonderful, okay. What about,
I literally, okay, I wanted to commit arson. I hate that. I never want to, ew. Is it smart of me to tell you what I failed at?
It is smart of you to tell me what you need to improve at.
Okay, cool. Well, if you see the parts of the kind of bottom loopy thing that goes up to the handles, that is like twisty, not like the twisty. And yeah.
How'd you make that?
How did I make that?
Yeah.
I used the donut.
You used the donut on the armrest?
What do you mean? Oh, no. To put it together, you mean? Or what that
No,
thing
how did
was?
you make this part of the armrest?
That was the donut.
Okay.
It was. Not anymore.
I see.
Yeah, and then Arnold was very upset. I think he was saying stop. Never do this again. Which I agree, Arnold. Thank you.
If the colors were nice, this would be a very lovely render. If the resolution was higher, this would be a lovely render. I've got the little dupe in the back. The curve looks nice. The seats look a little thick, but they're fine. The button in the armrest is nice. I love this plastic bit that you've got creeping up on the chair cushion.
Thank you.
That pleases me greatly. It does look like the base of your chair wasn't smooth in this render because the edges of your chair legs are hard.
Oh.
So make sure everything's smooth or not smooth. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I like that you rotate the chair. I dislike that you rotate the camera and the chair at the same time. Only do one of the two things.
Okay.
I also dislike that the chair, this wooden chair, approaches me.
He is coming.
He is coming.
You can't escape.
Is there a like? I know that there's like things to do where you can have a camera in Maya and put it at different places. Is that like where I can like have the camera look at where I want and I can move the individual camera that I see with?
We're gonna be talking about that. on Monday.
Thank you. Everything I needed, we'll talk about Monday. Thanks.
Other feedback for Shiloh.
The chair seems to be a little bit off model. Is it supposed to be? Because there's no gap at the bottom.
I was about to bring that up too.
Well, you see, oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
And
This is not our chair, but it is a very lovely chair.
it is.
Well,
it is a nice chair.
It is a very
There- Thank you very much.
Baby chair.
But for some reason, Maya really did not want to put that image like as an image claim. So I just kind of went back and forth on my tabs, and I guess I went a little stir crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
But
You
I'm
do
fixed.
you do obviously have some NGONs to work out.
Yes.
You're terribly off model.
Yes.
Fix this chair up and then make the right chair.
Okay.
Also,
And then keep both chairs, and then you have 2 chairs, which is twice as many chairs as you would have had otherwise.
Also, I noticed, like, can you go back to the last one?
This one?
Like, why is there a lot of fencing on the right, but not on the left? On the middle part?
Oh yes. Oh my
There's a lot of
gosh.
fencing on it.
Literally, okay. The hardest part of this were the 3 bits in the middle, because you know how you select a part and then you duplicate it and then you have that part. Well, I would do that and it would do the whole thing. So I'm like, well, I don't know how to fix this. So
What?
Yeah, I have no. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how
okay.
these things happen to me.
You get to talk to me about that later. You should talk to me about that. That is a question that you go, Alex, meet with me after class. What is going on?
You see, I could have.
One last thing. Your wireframes. I hate seeing
I-
all of Maya.
I hate that too.
I hate this.
Maya literally told me there's way too many polygons. This is gonna take a while. Let's move it. And I said, shut up.
Just give me a screen snap. Look at everyone else's wireframes. Just give me. I don't need the whole print screen of the Maya interface. All right.
I don't know. Do you mean like get the wireframe in Arnold? I tried doing that.
Observe.
If
Snip
you-
tool.
Oh, that thing.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
That.
Okay. Wow, an image without the Maya interface. Turns that in.
Don't you love Maya's interface?
No, I see it far too often. All right, that's Shiloh, everybody. Shiloh.
Thank you for boosting my fragile ego.
I forget who needed to go last. So, who wants to go next?
Me. You were the
Who's you?
sunshine. You were so
Hmm?
cute.
Ruthie. Yeah.
I have chairs with a Z.
I could see you too.
Chairs with a Z. I start searching Ruthie. Well, I guess that'll work. You got anything in the replies that I want to look
I
at?
do not.
No. All right. I'm gonna look at them very briefly, anyways. All right. Chairs, talk to me. Oh no, come back.
I didn't have a lot of issues with the wooden chair, except for the back. The bin tool just like would not cooperate. I had to do like a ridiculous amount of subdivisions and then delete all of those edge groups.
Hmm?
And I got it down to a manageable level, but I still don't like how many edge groups there are around the middle specifically. So that's kind of weird. And then there was a funky end-on on the inside of my front chair legs. I fixed it before I put it in.
Hmm.
But I don't know how it got there, and it took me like an hour to fix. So that was a little rough. For the spinny chair, I struggled a lot with the armrests.
Mhm.
I did not know how to like get what I was going for with the program, so I wanted to learn more about like what tools I can use to get really sharp geometry for that. And the head cushion was also a little rough. I struggled with that a lot, getting lines to go together.
Mhm.
But other than that, it was fun. I did have a good time making the chair. And
Cool. Feedback for Ruthie.
I like the pink floor.
thank you. I like to be for news.
Where's the hole in the back of the spinning chair?
Huh?
Where's the hole in the back of the spinning chair?
It's not there.
It's not there.
I added the whole.
I know you didn't.
Negative critique. Don't say I did things you didn't do. That's bad.
There are so many things in there that I did not do.
So Ruthie, love the pink floor. Pink floor is nice. Hate the gray background because it blends in with the back of the chair. Love that the pink floor is consistent between both models. Hallelujah, this was made by the same artist. This is good. This is a unified design. Because if you present all of your work on a pink floor, then everyone will know you did it. That being said, still a lot of work that needs to be done with this. You know, the back isn't angled properly. The squish is a little too squish. It sort of creeps onto the armrests. The armrests themselves need a little bit of love. The wheelbase is a bit wide. Right? Like this is wide. It's got a circle. But otherwise, don't see any end ons. So very well done. Just needs a little bit more love.
Yeah, can you scroll back down real quick?
I can scroll back down.
Back of the spinning chair with the grid.
The back of the spinning chair with the grid.
At
This.
the top, it looks like it's flipping. That may just be the screen.
I think it is actually.
Yeah, this just looks like you rendered it from very far away. I don't think there are any end-ons here. I think they're fine. Because this edge loop should connect, and it's just not. I don't know. Anyway, that's Ruthie. Good job, Ruthie. Next. Anybody volunteering?
I like low quality animals.
Zach?
Yeah.
Didn't you want to go last?
I just wanted it on to be later last in case I wasn't here.
Did you submit anything?
Yeah, it's in my replies. I updated.
I love your stickers.
Is it Z-A-C-K? He put an H. Is it the K
You
maybe?
know what? Yeah, that would do it. Oh, 7 replies. Okay, it's in one of them.
The
How was
updated
work?
simple chair and the updated cushion chair are two different ones.
Let's go down. Updated simple chair. Talk to me.
I took some of the critique from Wednesday and I got rid of a bunch of lines
Mm-hmm.
and I got rid of some of the unseen faces that would have been shown
Mm-hmm.
before,
Mm-hmm.
as you can see in this wireframe view.
Yeah.
And I also adjusted the back of the chair so it's not stabbing you in the back when you sit down.
Ah, this is true. Good job. What about this chair?
I also took some of the critique from them. I fixed the N-gons. I also made it wider to more fit the actual image of the chair. I adjusted the armrest to also more accurately represent it. And I added, at the bottom, I bridged the gaps so it looks more accurate. And I added the little pole. And I also added the edge to the cushion that everyone else had.
Mm-hmm.
And I adjusted some of the bottom of the base to be like more compact, like that one was in the rough picture. And I made it so the cushion at the top was more flatter and actually went against it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a sea creature no more.
That
And
is
I
true.
added just some, for the renders, I added balls and stuff to more stand out.
Yeah. Good job updating that. Feedback for Zach.
I think on the wooden chair, I think the bump knot's a little bit too harsh. Like if you look at the render view, it looks sharp.
It does look a little dangerous for those of the male persuade. Any other feedback on Zach's chair?
Can you go back to the swivel chair?
Yeah.
I think the armrest things look a little too thin,
Mm-hmm.
at least on the top.
Yeah, I would agree with maybe a bit too thin. But they're not cubes.
Yeah.
So I would settle for this. This is a lot better.
Definitely an improvement.
The back of the chair isn't quite to scale. It should be maybe a little bit more squishy. The chair base needs a little bit more upwards curve. Make it a little U shape. The chair legs still have this weird heel thing happening to them. But I know what's going on here, and I know how to fix it, and we're going to go over it on Monday. You do still have an N-gon.
Oh, dang it.
So, careful with that. Other than that, nice chair, like the hole in the back. Don't like that one of the spine pieces is more forward than the rest. In terms of your backdrop, you've got this one side of the wall that's always darker than the other two. That could use a bit of work, but as we briefly talked about with the pink floor, the one solid color background, even though it's different in the other images, does speak to you did both of these. So it's a similar aesthetic, doesn't have to be exactly the same, still a good thing to have. Very nice, very lovely. When you're deleting the bottom faces of the chair leg, just delete all of them. You don't need to leave this like circular hole with faces still on the bottom, because all of these faces also won't be visible. So that's a little thing. But otherwise, excellent chair, good job. Oh, I love that you delete the bottom of the chair, that makes me so happy.
Oh.
Right, good stuff. Very good stuff. Hey, that's that.
Why do you want to delete the bottom of the chair?
You won't, well, if you're not gonna, like, it's still visible in the render, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still there. So deleting the bottom faces of the chair, just make it so that you're rendering less stuff. And this is optimal.
So if you're not going to see it, just...
If this chair will never be knocked over in a game, perfectly fine. If someone's gonna grab this chair and throw it, don't delete the bottoms. But if it's just like a thing that's gonna sit there forever, you're never gonna know that the bottom of this chair doesn't have holes in it. Also, no one's gonna know if you write your name on the bottom of one of those chair legs. Eh?
Oh. Give yourself
Food
credit.
for thought.
Easter egg.
Ah.
All right, who wants to go after Zach?
I don't know what game is on
Who's you?
Jacob.
Ah, you're right here.
Yeah.
Thank you for making my life easy.
One of the flies has the images in them, so you don't have to open each individual file.
God bless you. All right.
Because I tried to, when I made the initial topic, I tried to just upload them all at once. But each level's not like that, and when you want to insert images, you have to do it one at a time.
So talk to me. What do you got?
So for the wooden chair, I didn't really notice any difficulties with the wooden chair. The chair was pretty simple. Learning to use the bend tool and the flare stuff was pretty interesting to figure out while making that chair. The rolling chair is where I started to notice some difficulties since it's a lot more complex than the wood chair. With some bits, I feel definitely need to be touched up a bit more and could use a bit more work. With that spine, I connected the spine and the top cushion by bridging them together, so that way they were just one thing to help with some of the edge loops. And that helped with the edge loops a bit on that, since I wasn't having to go through and do a lot of edge loops on everything together, where I could just have those two things connected, since that's what it looked like on the reference image of the chair. It looked like they were sort of connected. So by bridging them together, that made edge looping them pretty easy.
Feedback for Jacob.
I'm noticing two things in the wireframe on the bottom.
Yup.
Like on the bottom left, like that one's, there's a line that's just curved.
Jacob? Thoughts?
I didn't even notice that when I was.
Why is this one different from the other ones?
Yeah, there's an end on in that one.
Well, there's not just the end on. This entire leg is completely different from the other 4. It's got an extra whole edge loop going around the bottom. This edge loop goes underneath this leg. So there's something going on there.
Yeah. That chair will need a bit of touching up.
I like the topology on your armrest.
That little circle thing gave me so much trouble because when I tried to add the offset to it, even though I would have the faces needed this selected, it would add for some reason like this weird like diamond shaped thing when I was trying to add the offset.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason that just ended up being just an extra difficulty to that, to the point where I think I ended up literally cutting it into a fourth of it, flipping that or like mirroring it, then mirroring that side again, just to get it to have that offset correct.
I love hearing about your problem solving. Very
And
good job.
because that offset gave me so much difficulty that I was literally just sitting here like, why won't it work?
Can you show the reference of the side view of the reference chair?
I just used the reference chair that
I was going to say
on the post was.
Well, the merging does like where it isn't quite the same because, like in the reference image, it clearly is like a separate layer, like the cushion, the top swoop.
I actually don't mind the story of I bridged the two together to get that swoop looking, but there is some work that we can do about that to make it look smoother. I do wish that it was a separate piece, but like, again, this is still very well done. I do love that you curved the ribs in. I don't like that it doesn't look like a smooth curve. Kind of looks more like a cobblestone trail, because that one go this way and the other half go that way. Should be a smooth curve. But overall, lovely little chairs. And most importantly, wow! That was made by the same damn person. Good job. And it's a distinct style.
That second chair, trying to get it into that same corner. Even if, whenever I would try to center the pivot would always be somewhat off center with the chair for some reason. So as I was rotating it, I had to.
That tells me your chair's not symmetrical.
Yeah.
So,
I had to do a bit of.
Now, what's the problem with this image?
The corner.
It's not the corner. If the chair's off center, like this is about a third of the image. It's a little bit, needs to be just shoved a little bit closer. Or just delete a chunk of the image on the left. Like this is so much empty space. We can fix that. Good job, Jacob. Next.
Drew. Holy crap, I did it.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Not? I see. You weren't kidding.
Okay, so I want to preface something.
Yeah?
Whenever I was in Arnold and I was rendering, I was saving the images as whenever the screen was fully rendered. Well, apparently that's not how that works, because everything that's outside that's still fuzzy is outside of my camera view whenever I was rendering. I didn't know that was the thing that happens. I thought it just saved what I saw.
Well, no. Okay. Well, would you like to talk about your chairs?
Okay, so I actually found the wooden one to be a lot harder, mainly the back. The back was rough, and I think it turned out all right. But the rolly chair, I'm actually pretty proud of. I think it looks pretty good. It stays true to the material. I tried to put a hole in the back, like the little triangle hole. That did not work out well for me. And everything was going wrong, and I just decided to eventually skip it. But I think I did everything else. I think I did pretty well.
Feedback for Drew.
Why
Go back to the first chair. feel like the planks in the middle are too close together.
Yeah, this feels like it's all sort of one blended piece instead of several planks of wood.
Also, the sidebars and the legs are missing.
The sidebars on the legs are missing.
Oh, shoot. Well, yeah, that's not bad.
So those two are missing. These are a bit close together in the back. No wireframes?
I couldn't figure out how to render it with wireframes, but then whenever I got in here, you started talking about the snip tool, and I feel like an idiot now, but you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Also, the seat on the wooden chair is flat.
Yeah, well, there might be a little lift there. It's hard to tell.
You said you had,
It's hard to tell without a wireframe.
You said you had trouble making the hole, right?
In the back?
In the back of the rolling chair, yeah.
Something I did, because I also had trouble, is I used the line tool and I made the general shape on both sides, and then I had those selected and hit disconnect and drag them out, deleted them, and then I used the bridge to fill in the void.
So, one thing that may be easier in that one is just select the faces, make a hole throughout it, drag the vertexes to the shape that you're needing, and bridge those and get some edge loops around. That's what I did.
Okay. Thank you.
That sounds a lot easier than what I was trying to do.
In terms of presentation, that is a very strong blockout. Like if I saw this from a mile away, I think it's the same chair. It does need a bit of love. The bend needs to be a bit more bendy. The ribs need a little bit more detail. Everything needs a little bit more detail, to be honest. I wish I had a wireframe to go off of, but you have done something very interesting. You have made a terrible, terrible misplay. You said, I had difficulty with the hole in the back. None of your images have the hole in the back. So if you don't say, I had difficulties with the hole in the back, I would never know.
Well, then I got rid of it.
Well, but
I see what you're saying.
it's a lot better for you to talk about what is there and for me to go, oh, you did a lot of good work on what's there, instead of you saying, I did something and fucked up. And for me not to me immediately be able to see like, oh, I see.
I understand. That makes a lot
But,
of sense.
very lovely little chair. It is purple.
Yes.
Purple on
purple, baby.
purple on white. Wish it was grayscale so that it matched the reference. This is a little bit much. If you really want to color it purple, make just the seat cushions purple. Make the plastic black, because it's still a chair, right? You might see that chair in purple or green or orange, but make it match the reference. Especially the metal portions; those would not be the same matte purple.
Okay.
Overall, decent chair, good chair. Wish we had wireframes. Also, the renders are hilarious. I wish this little happy circle. It's such a good stage. Needs a lot of love, and make it just either make the render zoomed in, like you said, or make the backdrops bigger so that they go beyond the render camera zone. Did you render these at 2048? Yeah, you rendered these at 2048 by 2048. That is pleasing, but excessive. 1920 by 1080.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will change that next time.
Good stuff, Andrew.
Thank you.
Who's next? Who hasn't gone yet? Alexa. Alexa Jones.
I haven't changed my swivel chair because it's still like working on it. It looks worse after
So, I'm gonna stop you there. Don't say that. Let's start over.
There's no photos of the worst ones.
Not, all right, so marketing. Don't present your stuff as I've kept working on it and made it worse. Because this is a damn good chair.
It looks worse before it gets better.
This is a good chair.
Thank you.
Alright. Well, where's your wooden chair?
It's in
Here it
the
is.
hive. I put it on. I don't know why it didn't show
It's
up the
here.
other day. Because I put it up before class the other day and it didn't show up.
Well, talk to me about it now that it's here.
Well, I really liked using the mirror tool on this one. I haven't used it before, and it was really helpful. And I think I didn't have many issues with it, just like making sure it looked as accurate as possible and like proportional. I did struggle a little bit making it proportional because it would look like trying to fit it in a reference box and then making sure like the back parts weren't too high or too thick.
Mm-hmm. How did you do the back? Did you use the bend tool?
I didn't.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Is this still purple? No, this is the other chair. Let's see. So yeah, I can tell that you just moved a couple faces around to make the back. It's very angular. That being said, I do like this chair. This feels like the kind of chair I would buy at IKEA. That is an IKEA chair. It is not our chair. I can't tell you why it's not our chair. The back looks like it's angled out in a V shape, because the gap between, oh gosh, let me open this up in a new tab. The gap between the sidebars and the crossbars is like a trapezoid. I like this chair. It ain't our chair. This is a nice chair though. I like this chair. I would keep this chair around in your back pocket and go back at it with the bend tool and see if you can knock something out. I don't see any N-gons on it, so that pleases me greatly. Your wireframes confuse me because the background is black and your plain floor is still there, but it doesn't have any edge loops, which tells me that you deleted all of the edge loops on the plain floor. Yeah, okay, instead just hide the plain floor. Yeah. Still very pleasing. The hard horizon line in your renders is interesting. I wish it was the same in all of them, because you do get this little corner in some of them. But I do like this harsh, straight line you have going on a lot of these. I'm gonna go back to the swivel chair. So, I don't know if you were here when we talked about tangent lines. This green line that meets up perfectly with the corners of your headpiece, that is called a tangent line because it meets up perfectly with the corners of something. So, don't do that. Change your camera, angle it slightly down or up, or move it around so that we don't get that. This is nice. If you were going to do something like this, cut your image so that we only see the chair. That would be really nice. Because you've got a lot of empty white space on both sides, and you've got this silly little corner in the background. Any other feedback for Alexa?
Could you go back to the home again?
Yeah.
I feel like on the second chair, like on the back, like not the part like touching the cushions, but like the one further back, I feel like that could be a bit wider.
It does need to be a bit wider, yeah. This is very twig. Could use a little bit more flare at the bottom, or just a little bit widening in the middle. All in all, great chair. Oh, one last thing. Your chair is not on the floor. There's a shadow underneath it. So, either raise your ground up or lower your chair down. Good job, Alexa! Next.
Next.
Who's up next?
You do Tyler.
Tyler! Which one? I think there's two.
McMurray.
Murray!
Complete one right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is really bad, but I kind of was just going for turning something into revise a later date, and I know the collection was not there either. I was having a bit of issues, like I don't know. I was on my laptop trying to do this, and it wasn't letting me grab like the faces I was trying to grab, and like I had the soft selection off or whatever and everything, and so I was struggling to make the tapers on the legs, and
So the reason that you can't bend it and you can't taper it and you can't soft select it is because you don't have enough edge loops. So very quickly, here's mine, here's a cube, here's a chair leg. If I just have this and I attempt to bend it, modeling, please, thank you, deform, non-linear bend. Now there's a bend in it. If I set my bend to 50, I get that check. That's because there's no edge loop in the middle. If I add in an edge loop down the middle, singular edge loop, deform nonlinear bend. Oh, let me go back to object mode. Object mode, deform nonlinear bend. Now it's got that middle edge loop to go in, so when I hit bend, it bends. So add in a whole lot more edge loops. That way you'll get the level of detail you're looking for, and you'll be able to bend it easily.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot more work to do with this. I want to go back in and finish it off.
Excellent little block out. Does look to scale. Does need a lot of love.
Yeah.
Thank you for turning something in. Good job. All right, Tyler McMurray. Immediately below McMurray.
Yeah, other Tyler can go next. Sure.
Yay, Tyler 2. Congratulations, you get to go second.
So I left the wooden chair the same from Wednesday. If you want to open the same pictures there, but in the replies I put some new pictures for the second chair there.
So let's see, chair 1. Well, a couple of wireframes. These renders. No. All right, let's continue opening chair 1 because we've got 30 chair 1 images. And then here's chair 2, and everything's in the reply. So let's start with chair 1.
Sure. So the wooden one there, I liked making that one. I mean, it was mostly a lot of mirroring and using the bend tool and the flare tool, and I think I had pretty good success because I started with a lot of edge loops and then afterwards tried to delete some to clean it up in the wireframe if you see that one. But I think something that was mentioned on Wednesday is I might have deleted too many edge loops because then that takes away some of the definitions of the curves there. So yeah, I probably need to go back in and fence some more on that. And yeah, that one kind of curves a bit at the end there because I think I tried to extrude those faces out. It now looking back probably would have been easier to just add in another like a pillar and not have it connected to those other ones, just stick it in between them probably, but had it with an extruded face for now. And yeah, so that's the second one. I took some advice from Wednesday, tried to shape up the back a little bit differently, tried to not make the cushion as sharp, the butt cushion as sharp. I think it still kind of looks like it is, but I didn't want to like grab
my knee on this.
There's a little bit of a bend in there now.
All right.
It's a pillow, but yeah, I didn't like using the bend tool as much with this. I felt like that was not working as well. Like I tried to start the armrest with the bend tool and try to keep like the bottom flat, and that sort of worked. I think I did some manual dragging after that and then just mirrored it to the other side so that it had like the different angles there, because I guess you could maybe try to add the bend tool twice onto the same piece or something, but I tried to go for like 2 different bend angles, one for the bottom and one for like the hard plastic at the armrest. So that was kind of how I came up with some of those. I made the wheels a little bit bigger too because I think they still look small to me, but they were definitely small in the first one, and so those are some of the changes on this one.
Feedback for Tyler.
The spine looks really wide.
The spine does look a bit wide. You also only have one of the spines.
Yeah.
So it needs a little more squeezed here, and the extra spine in between. But I do love the shape of the back pieces. Very nice. Any other feedback? For Tyler?
I feel like the cushions, like in the back, should be more cushiony.
They do look very hard, especially from the side where they look square. They could use a few less edge loops to make them look a little more squishy. I'm gonna very quickly log into Photoshop here. Because I do have a piece of feedback that is better shown. Let me do this. Thank you. In the meantime, this is your wooden chair. There it is. There's our wooden chair. It's a little bit stout, your chair is. Make it a little bit closer to reference. But, that being said,
It should be right inside the reference box. Could that just be like?
then maybe
it would
it's
slip
just a
in?
camera angle.
Yeah,
It could
maybe
just
it's a
be
camera angle.
But like even this gap down here, right, feels small. It just all feels a little small. Just, a little better. Anyways, yeah, very nice chair. I didn't see any end-ons anywhere. I would agree with having too many fence lines some places,
Yeah.
not enough fence lines elsewhere.
Yep.
Didn't see any end-ons. Overall, very nice chairs. Good job, Tyler.
This is a miscellaneous comment, but Maya has never crashed on me yet, and I might be jinxing it there, but
you sure
just
have.
Humble brag there.
Hey, that's fine. Maybe that luck will cease now that we're going to start our first project. Who's up next? Trendon. Is there stuff in your replies?
It's not. I actually decided to make a whole new thing because my replies are a mess. It would have been like really difficult to.
Is this the new one?
Yes. Yeah, that's the new one.
Well, you've got a reply already, so congratulations on that. All right, talk to me about your chairs.
Also, I have no idea how to render it, really. So.
You did it. So.
Yeah, they're kind of low resolution, and I didn't put any materials on my thing.
You weren't supposed to, but some people did.
Oh.
You're good.
Oh, okay.
It was just a thing that people can do to spice up their renders. Talk to me, anyways.
Talk to you?
Yeah, present your work.
Are you gonna put them in a new window?
Okay. Are they down here at the bottom?
I'll be able to see them better.
How's that?
Okay, so this chair you probably remember, but the last time you saw my chair, it was a completely different chair from the one in the reference.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have this really bad thing where when I do the Google search on the image of the reference, I accidentally go too far and I end up looking at a chair that's like similar to the one in the reference, but it's like completely different.
Mm-hmm. So
instead of making a brand new chair, I went around and tweaked that old chair that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I shortened the back thingies. I took those front chair legs. The one on the old chair was like really complex. I just took that out, made a new one that's like really simpler and actually from the reference.
Mm-hmm.
I made that top back thingy, the top back bar. I stretched that out a little bit because that's how it is in the reference. I made the one on the bottom smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And I straightened out the bars of the below the seat.
Yeah.
The things above that.
Yeah.
Those, because they were curved in my old chair, so I straightened those out. Those are all the changes that I made to it. And I also added the bump.
I did see the bump. Real quick, I'm gonna pull up your old chair. Where are you? Not so far. You.
Yeah, that should be it.
You still have this chair lying around?
I don't believe I do, actually.
That's a darn shame. This was an interesting chair, and I would have kept it in your back pocket. All right.
I could have 3 chairs.
What about this one?
And this chair, so the last time it didn't have a spine, so so I went ahead and added that. The spine, I actually don't know how to use most of the tools in Maya. I have absolutely no idea how to use the bend tool or what it is. So I do everything the hard way, so to speak. To make that spine, I just ended up taking a cube and stretching it out and extruding it all the way up to the top, instead of like using a bend tool or something like that. And to make that hole, I just took some faces, I deleted them, and I bridged them up. And that was the end of that hole. And the armrests, they were looking very, very strange the last time I showed my chair. So I fixed those up a little bit. I took the top part and scaled it up, because last time it was really small. And I tried my best to eliminate the N-gons that were in it the last time. I think I did. You can't really tell. And when you use the snip tool, it's like really low. It's like really low resolution. So some of that detail that's an N-gon. Got it. I will fix that, I promise. However, it looks way better than it did before.
Alright. Feedback for
The seat is too small.
Mm-hmm.
The seat is wide, very wide, no depth.
The seat is wide, the seat is, I don't know if I would call it no depth. It looks like someone has sat in it. I am terrified by what you described about the spine. Let me see if I've got this straight. You took a cube and you just extruded faces and rotated them around to make the spine?
I did the same thing, don't worry.
Is that what you did?
Well, because like when you extrude, it gives you like that interface, which makes things a whole lot easier.
It's pretty effective.
But you did this. That's what you did, instead of using the bent tool. All right, you are a brave man. Next time, imagine doing that for something like that, and ending up with something that looks like that. That is so smooth.
Every curved surface, I did that way.
Do you have a unsmooth wireframe?
I do not.
I beg you to submit one, because I bet it doesn't look that nice.
Probably not.
I do love this. Very well done, very good job problem solving. In the future, your problem solving formula should properly include an email to me saying help, because I didn't want to make you do that. I'm so sorry you had to do that.
It was really easy.
Well, in that case, blow me out of the water. Keep using your workflow, because you did good work. You do have N-gons all over the place. That definitely needs to be fixed. You've got a weird extrusion here. I don't know what's going on there. I think you offset the plane. I love the bottom of your chair. Don't see any N-gons there. And your renders don't look bad. You say you can't render, but they don't look bad. It's fine.
Can you look at the wooden chair?
Huh?
The wooden chair?
The wooden chair.
I'm not sure if it's just me, but it looks like the front legs are very thick.
They're a little stout. This is a lot easier. That's a lot easier to not notice. Like if you told me that those chair legs were the same size, I'd be like, oh yeah, the camera's just doing something weird there. But like, I can't tell. But you're right, they're a little thick. We do have this little bit of shadow in between the chair legs and the floor. Lower the chair down, raise the floor up, something along those lines. Very well done. Very nice chair, very nice renders. We will talk about not making everything the same two-tone gray next Monday. All right, good job. Who's up next?
I guess that just leaves me, Sebastian.
Has John gone? Okay, Sebastian.
I guess he's not here.
Oh boy. We're gonna go down the list and see who turns stuff in and isn't here. Sebastian, it's a chair.
It's a chair. So the wooden chair, I had the wooden chair was a lot easy for me to make because the bend tool and the flare was easy to figure out for both chairs. Didn't have a lot of problems with that. I did try to delete some of the edge loops in the curves in the back of the wooden chair. But whenever I did, it started to make it look more flat when I put in the smooth view. So I decided to leave it like that. And for the swivel chair, the only issue I had with it was I used the cylinder at the bottom for the cylinder at the bottom. I extruded the cylinder for the legs, and I made the wheels and the stick and all of that for one leg. Made it one combined it, made it one object, booleaned it, all that, and I took it apart, and then used the freeze transform to duplicate all the rest of the legs, and I tried to use the weld tool to weld it to the cylinder, and there were some issues like with connecting.
Yeah.
So then I tried to figure out what was wrong, and I found out that on top of duplicating the legs, I accidentally duplicated the entire model.
I remember this.
I had to go back and delete that and fix it.
Yep.
Other than that, it was smooth sailing from there. It was very tedious, but I managed to get through it.
Do you have a back wireframe for the swivel chair?
I forgot.
Okay.
I forgot about that. But I did. One more thing I should mention. I did put a hole in the back of the swivel chair too, using a trapezoid-like cube for a divot in the boolean.
Okay. Well, I wish I could see it. Oh well, I can kind of see it
You
here.
can kind of see it,
But I definitely did wish I had a back view.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
Feedback for Sebastian.
The back cushions seem to be floating.
Yeah, they're not attached to the spine.
I noticed that like at the very last moment. I was working on the rest of the swivel chair like all day on Wednesdays. I was trying to hurry up and try to get it done before class.
Understandable. Anything else? I'll give you a hint. This chair is falling backwards. So hard. These legs need to be a lot longer. Actually, I think the base needs to be moved like to here. Also, we remember our friend Stickman.
Oh boy.
I do believe that your chair is still a bit wide. Let's see. Give me a select tool that makes sense. Thank you. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is a very short chair. Yeah. I don't know. It feels not to scale. I think the seat might be a bit long. There we go.
I did try my best to follow the reference box or the reference cube.
I think we talked about this briefly. I think your issue might have been that your seat is rotated 90 degrees. So you've got you've modeled it sideways because your long end is towards the front, or towards the side as opposed to towards the front.
Oh, okay.
Like this feels thin, this feels long. I think you've got the back on the wrong side of the chair. Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, that checks out.
Good stuff, Sebastian. Also, was there one last thing? I didn't see any ungons, so I think I'm fine with this.
I tried my best not to.
I wish I knew what was going on here. I assume it's the bottom of the hole, but I can't really tell from this angle.
I think that's part of it.
Let's get this spine moved a little forward so that it matches up with the plastic with the ribs. And then you're good.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yay, Sebastian. So, who hasn't gone yet? Great. And you are?
Luke.
Luke. You're not John either. Alright. Is this yours?
Yes, all of my things are in the room.
What? Who knew? Let's see them. Yeah.
Okay, so for the first chair, I learned from the crate 2 things. Number 1, that I need to vent better, and number 2, that I should probably like put objects like kind of into other objects. And also, like for the back of the chair, like for the left leg, or I wouldn't really call it a leg, but like the left plank basically, for some reason when I put in a smooth view, like there was just one edge that was just curving and all that, and I didn't know how to fix it, so I just deleted the whole plank and just rebridged it, and then fenced it again.
Okay, so it doesn't show up here.
Correct.
Cool. What about the other chair?
And then for the second chair, on the bottom, I was actually trying to do to just do one, and then just like do the freeze transformations and then duplicate the 72-degree thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, I could not get the edge that was like connecting the bottom thing away from like the thing, or away from the middle without like messing up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did the whole thing 5 times because it wasn't that big of a deal. And also for the back, I used the bend tool, but like in the middle it was like kind of straight. So I tried using it again, but I don't think it did too much. I don't know if I kept it in or not. And then for the back, for the hole, like I'm honestly more proud than I should be of it, but like for the first like 5-10 minutes, I was like, what's wrong with it? And then I realized like how badly shapen N-gons there were in there, and so I easily fixed it. And that's about it.
Any feedback for Luke?
I feel like in the wooden chair, like the part that goes up, I feel like it's too thick, like horizontally thick, on the seat.
Yeah. Where's the
Could
front?
you pull up the wooden chair reference?
Yeah.
Oh, and also one more thing about the wooden chair, like I should have said this like 30 seconds ago, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you were talking about how like I did the dimensions wrong or something.
Yeah.
What I tried to do was just rotate it and then just like stretch / move everything out, but it looked too wide. So what I did was just move the back legs forward a bit, and then scale like everything else to make it fit.
This distance does feel a bit larger than this distance. Like that might just be a camera trick. Also, this hard block in the middle seems precarious. At least it's not sharp. Yeah, other feedback. Someone asked me to pull up the chair reference.
Could you do the perspective of the wooden one? I don't know, it looks like the back of like the seat portion looks a bit too angular.
That's a little sharp around here. This needs to be a little smooth. Maybe you didn't smooth this in your render. That could be a problem. What about Squibbly?
I feel the back of the swivel chair, the hole is, I feel like, a bit too displaced.
It's a little high, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We can see from the front that it goes between the second and the bottom rib. Here we're going from the fourth to the second. So yeah, it's a bit high. It's a bit long. The entire back, I mean, is a single vent rod. It could use a little bit more love to get it into that S shape. We can talk about doing the bends repeatedly in a bit. Yeah, overall I don't see any ungons, which is lovely. I love that the ribs follow the spine. That pleases me greatly. This is all right.
I like the cushion shape on the swivel one. That looks good, and smooth edges and stuff.
Yeah.
I strive for that, Luke.
It does look a bit wide.
It might be a little wide. Or maybe the back is a little small, maybe, or.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something off.
Maybe it's an awkward
But
angle.
it's so close. But overall, lovely job, Luke. Who else hasn't gone yet? James. Where are you at, James?
I'm taking a post top.
Is it?
Yes. And there are stuff in there.
Stuff in the replies. Ah, yes, the squid chair. Talk to me.
For the squid chair, I tried to fix the top part of it to not have that big old alien thing on the top.
Mm-hmm.
I shrink it down a little bit, and
yeah,
could have. Well, I think it came out better than the big old squid on the top of it that was. And you also said to thin out the bottom part and make it bigger so the chair wouldn't flop over.
Yep.
And I also added the little side things to the handles and moved the little buttons where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
For the wooden chair, I fixed the legs to where it actually matched it. And I removed some edge loops on the back of it so it wasn't heavy to render. And for the wooden chair, I had fun with the bend tool because when I tried to bend it, I don't know if it was the way I had it facing, but it wouldn't bend right. So I had to figure that out and just twist it more. But I think it came out good.
Feedback for James.
Could you go to the squishy chair? It looked. No. It looks like the legs are different sizes. I can't tell. Are they symmetrical?
No, the legs look the same. I think that's just a trick of the camera. I will say that I almost like the squid head more because it doesn't quite match up with the spine of the chair. Let me see if oh gosh, don't close that tab. So it sort of is wider than the spine of the chair, it's just flat. You've made it smaller in the wrong direction. You've made it smaller width-wise, but it should have been smaller depth-wise. So it is nice to see the progression because overall, this chair is in some ways better than the other chair. I do love seeing these edge loops spread more apart. I do like seeing the button. I do like seeing the new chair legs. This feels a lot better to me. There's still definitely a lot of things that could be worked on. I also love this rod. This rod pleases me. Let's. Good joke. Your chair. Well, before I turn it over to you guys, your wooden chair is part of a levitating act. It ain't on the ground. Let's bring it down. Yeah. Who else wanted to say something about the wooden chair?
So that image right there, that one works. I feel like the vertical bars in the back of the chair blend into the sidebars. It's not like a defined cut.
They sure do.
Like the reference image is kind of just like a blend of.
Yeah, your wooden chair is a little squishy. Definitely needs a couple more edge loops, but your renders are far enough away that it's kind of hard to tell. So bring your camera in a little more as well. Good job, James, everybody. Who else hasn't gone? Crickets from the crowd. So let's go down the list one more time. Andrew went, Dyson went, Jacob went, Zach went, James went, Shiloh went, Layden is not here. Let's talk about Layden stuff. wooden chair, the front legs still stick out of it. Actually, let me double check. I might be doing him a disservice because I'm willing to bet he has something in the replies. Let's close all of this stuff. Yeah, fixing boogaloo. Let's see what's in here. The chair legs are no longer stakes and they're no longer floating in the middle of nowhere. Love to see that. The chair legs, well, the seat might be a little low on the chair legs. They should probably be about here-ish. Just a bit higher. What else? They're very nice renders. Oh, wait a minute. The chair back comes out of the back of the chair as opposed to in between the bars. So that's a little nick there. This chair, the chair legs are way too small. This chair is going to topple in a matter of seconds. The spine, I want a side view so that I can see if it bends. There is no side view, so I can't see if it bends, but it looks like it's straight up. So the spine definitely needs to bend back a bit. The chair headrest is a bit sharp. The seat itself is a bit wide. But otherwise, what do you guys think?
Can you go back to the first one?
Yeah. This
Like,
whole thing?
The top of the front legs are still like showing.
The
up.
top of the front legs are still showing, just a tad there. Yeah, you're not wrong. Overall, good work, Clayton.
The legs of the swivel chair are a little bit small.
The legs on the swivel chair are a little bit small. I think I did mention that. I do love this like spring thing that looks like it's going on. Like those plastic rubber sleeves that you see on chair arms, like the older chair arms. Who else hasn't gone? Let's see. Talk about later. Megan went. Shannon went. Hey Todd.
Hello.
A puppy. Everybody, puppy.
Puppy.
Murray.
What are you guys doing?
Chairs. We
Oh, I
just.
want to see chair critique. Who are we looking at?
Oh, I think we just got done.
Damn. Okay. Ooh, that's a chair.
There's John. is John here?
John's not here.
All right.
That's a
Would,
chair.
would people like to critique John?
We love
I'm gonna
John's
leave
chair.
that.
I would sit in that all day.
Does John have any replies?
John,
Yeah, check the
Replies.
replies.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's see.
Oh no, John.
Oh no, John.
I want to sit in that chair and read a book.
This chair does look.
It makes me think of a Christmas tree,
buy
like
that.
a
It
abstract
looks like a
Christmas
Newton's
tree.
rod.
John, reach out to me. Your wooden chair looks lovely. This is a very nice wooden chair. Your swivel chair needs a lot of love, needs a lot of spine bending.
It'll
yeah.
get there.
That looks
I
like
believe.
it would attract lightning.
It does look like it would attract lightning. This is an electric chair. All right.
Yeah, good job, John.
New project.
Alexa went, Megan went, Dyson went, Nate went.
Yeah.
Cool. Savannah?
No,
No,
she's here.
Savannah. Let's see what we got. D12, play nice, thank you. Anything in the replies? Nothing in the replies. Ah, right. Yeah, we know what happened here. So, very quickly, we'll pop all of these open. Oh, some of them are downloading. Well, I won't look at those. Lovely little wooden chair. The back bends. The wooden chair looks fine. Yeah. And you've got a very good blockout for the start of your swivel chair. Let's try and get that finished for project 1.
I think the wooden chair is crooked, like in the back view.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little crooked. That just means it's well loved. Right? Every wooden chair goes sideways eventually. Maybe some water damage. Yeah. Alright, let's rotate the back of the chair about 2 degrees to the right. Alright. How was chair critique, everybody?
Yay.
Was it less stressful than you thought it would be?
I guess.
Was it more stressful than you thought it would be?
Very.
Good.
Ah.
You
Sorry.
will
Funny
continue to
to
feel stressed until morale improves. No, once you get into your junior and senior years, you will be presenting your work constantly. So it's a lot better to fuck up now than to fuck up in 2 years when you're trying to graduate. Get it all out now. Get rid of your stage fright, get rid of your stress, get rid of your nervousness, own up to work that isn't finished, right? Just, it's a lot better to say, this is unfinished work and I'm working to finish it, than this is unfinished work, but yeah, I ran out of time. Yeah, all right, we wanna say that the work is in progress. We don't wanna say that it's unfinished. Positive presentation. All right, we've got about half an hour before class ends. So, very quickly, let's talk about Project 1. This is the wrong location to talk about Project 1. Discussion 5, Project 1. Here it is. So, you will be taking your models, your dice, your crate, your chairs. You will re-render them. You will make your renders look pretty. You will put them on ArtStation. And then you will stand at the front of class and be things like, hello, I am so-and-so, and this is my ArtStation. 1, 2, 3. This is my dice, this is my crate, this is my chair, and my other chair. Good? Good. We will be doing rendered wireframes. We're going to talk about that on Monday. We're also going to, that's it. Oh yeah, great. You're going to respond to stuff in the discussion forum as you have been doing, so that I get critique from you. No screenshots allowed, only renders. That means that all of your wireframes need to be rendered. Again, we're going to be talking about it on Monday. We've got some minimum requirements that you must meet. In order for you to qualify for revisions, you must meet those minimum requirements. So please turn stuff in, even if they don't look good. All right?
Are you saying a revision for this, or
for Project 1, right?
Okay.
So okay. Let's talk about that. Project 1 involves you revising all of your other work. All of the work you do for Project 1 will count towards the previous 3 assignments. However, in order to receive revisions for Project 1, that includes everything you put on ArtStation, all of your re-rendered models, all of your updated models, anything that goes into this project that is worth 20% of your grade, you need to have this minimum requirement. I hope that's clear. So, also, this project is due October 11th. Right, so let's take a look at our happy little calendar. Today is the 29th. We get the first week of October, and then they're due the following Wednesday. So you've got a week and a half to do this. We also have the 16th and the 17th of October. These 2 dates are fall break, which means the chances are we will have class the 13th and the 20th to make up for the day we're missing and the day we're going to be turning in the project and critiquing it live on stage. We're probably going to have class 13th and 20th. Is that all right? Great, I will take your silence as yes, so we'd love to come in on Fridays. Great, so that's this. Also, some people have complained to me, they're terrified because they've turned in quizzes 0 through 4 and can't find quiz 5. That's because quiz 5 doesn't exist.
Oh. Wow.
We don't have a quiz 5 because you just got done with your first 3 assignments and you're about to start working on Project 1. That means nothing is due Monday. Okay? You will start quiz 6 on Monday, and that will be due the 9th. We're also going to be talking about Unreal next week. We're going to be starting Unreal next week. So get prepared to completely forget everything you learned about mine.
Oh my god. Wow.
All right. That's this. Now,
is
in
there
the
a
last...
way for the quizzes? I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
While you're looking at those. Is there a way to see the answers for the ones that have already been like way complete and stuff too? Because
I have no idea. I don't do D2L. I will figure that out,
okay.
And by Monday I will let you know if I can give you the right answers.
Okay.
How about that?
Sure. Thanks.
Great. Before we end class, who here has an account on something? On anything? Have you ever made an online account?
So yeah,
A PayPal, a Facebook, a Twitter, anything? Is anyone not lived on the internet for the last 20 years. All right, so let's very quickly go over ArtStation. This is ArtStation. Art is capital, station is capital. Why? I don't know. So here's ArtStation. Since you will all be making an ArtStation, I highly suggest you do so with a personal email account. I encourage you to do it with the school account because, hey, we're in a school. If you'd like to keep all of your work tied to your university email, go for it. If you'd like to use your ArtStation after you graduate and are working on personal projects that aren't dice, crates, and chairs, make it with your personal email. How this will work is you'll click sign up, and it'll ask you, have you ever made an account in the last 30 years on the internet? Or would you like to sign up with an email? Or if you already have an ArtStation, sign in here. I'm going to click the sign in here button because I've already done this 1,000 times, and I will take you to this. I actually am going to sign in with my Google account, and I'm going to drag this over here so that you have no idea who I am. Of course, after I sign in, chances are, let's see, oh, it's going to ask me for Google authentication. Please phone, thank you. Yes, it's me. Click the number on the screen. Work, work, work.
Whoa.
What is this?
Whoa.
Welcome to Next Gen Captchas.
I'm a robot.
I'm a robot.
What did they do here?
I'm in. You'll notice that
Actually,
ArtStation
nothing
has
wrong.
not changed. It looks exactly the same, just like YouTube would, except I have a happy little picture up here that lets me know that I logged in. So, what you're going to do from here after you've logged into ArtStation, you're going to click on your happy little face. And there's going to be a ton of text. I'm going to click on View Profile. Don't click Upgrade unless you want to give ArtStation money. And this is my ArtStation. Your ArtStation will look empty. I've got stuff that I've worked on, presented in a happy little fashion.
I like the Pokemon.
You have my name, I'm Alex Pacheco. You have who I am, what I do. You've got where I live, don't hunt me down. I have a happy little about page where I talk about who I am as a human being. I encourage all of you to make an ArtStation with an about page. You have 0 likes because I don't live on social media. But if you hunt me down on ArtStation/AP22, I've got the world's smallest username. You can find all of the people that I use for references. No, come back. Come back. All of the people that I use as references.
Greg.
Greg's up here. Yeah, where was Greg? I've lost Greg. Oh, here he is. Look at Greg. There's all this stuff that he does in Civ 6, Civ 5. We've got other graduates. Sarah Flood, Gabriel Gomez, Hannah Hogan. She's in the grad program. Lots of friendly people. These are all good references for you to look at. If I go to, let's see, who's a good student? Let's find out if they still have stuff. Marty, what's Marty got? You all know Marty. He's one of the professors. Who probably has some of their old models lying around? Audra probably has some of her old models lying around. Let's see. Yeah, you're all gonna do the fire hydrant once you get into modeling for game design, but modeling for entertainment. But that's one of the models you'll do in that class. Enjoy.
That was like
Start dreading it now. If you go into the search bar and search ETSU dice, those are our students' dice. You'll notice that some of them look the same. You'll notice that some of them stand out. If you would like to look the same as everyone else, do something generic. If you'd like to stand out above the crowd, do something that looks, a little bit above and beyond, right? Because this is going to be how you promote yourself to companies and other stuff. You might have remembered from when we did the job stuff that ArtStation has a jobs thing. Please, you can find jobs here. But all of the companies that use ArtStation also scrub through ArtStation's image gallery to find stuff that they like. So if you want to make a gambling game, maybe add a little Yahtzee cup or something, right? Make it look cool, make it look yours. Same thing you can do for the crate, ETSU crate. Look at all those crates. Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that great?
Some people crack it open.
That's illegal.
We also have ETSU chair, ETSU chair. Some people have made custom chairs with teacher approval, but we've already passed that point. So if you want to make a new, fresh chair, go for it, because I can't stop you. But I would encourage you to simply make the chair that you already have as close to reference as possible. Part of the reason why I say that is because if you look at some of these specialty chairs, look at all those N-gons.
Oh.
The entire side of this chair. Anywho, that's ArtStation. So once you've made an account and you've had your fun playing around, once you're in your portfolio, you can go to Manage Portfolio. Manage Portfolio. This is where you add stuff. So I've got a bunch of projects here that you didn't see in my other screen, right? Over here I've got 4. In here I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's because 2 of them I took down. Why? Because I don't want you to see it. When you want to submit your dice, chairs, etc., you will go to Create New Project. You'll click Create New Project. It'll ask you to upload media files. You'll upload all of your renders. You'll type in a description. I made a chair. Wrong. I made the Epson, what is this thing called? I made the Ergo Line 2 Professional Office Chair Pack. Made by HDA Office, using Maya, etc., write a professional project description. Don't write, I made a chair, write something that tells you what's actually going on. For instance, for this project, my art's description is I made a traditional D&D Mind Flayer miniature modeled in ZBrush, textured in 3D code. Something like that. Tell people what you did, give people a chance to go find references for what you did. Right? Because what your chair will refer to is your reference image. So maybe add a link saying, here's the link to my reference images. Or just give it a name. For something like this, it was just like, I made a Pokemon. That's its name. If you can't Google Galvantula, then you've already failed as a researcher. So just a simple description, tell us what you did, how you did it, present your work prettily. Now, if I go into any of these, portfolio again, if I go into any of these, I can also change the thumbnail. I don't remember where the change thumbnail thing is. Where is it? Project thumbnail over here on the right. If you want your thumbnail to look different than all of the images that are in here, because by default it'll just pick the first image that you stiff in there, then you can upload a custom thumbnail and you can put text on it. So it says Dice Project, right? Or something dynamic across the front instead of just having, here we go again. Right, all of this is kind of generic. I actually typed in project, didn't I? Let me cut that. So this is what our dice look like. Lots of little thumbnails. If I just search dice instead of ETSU dice, some of them have text on them, right? And this obviously isn't dice, but my point is, make a thumbnail that looks pretty and shows off your work better. Any questions? Great. That's ArtStation. You've got 15 minutes till the end of class. Maybe set up your ArtStation. Let me know if you need help setting up your ArtStation. If you don't know how to log into your own Google account, I can't help you there, but I'll try. And also go around, look for people's stuff, have fun, or leave. In the meantime, I will save today's recording. Thank you everyone for turning in and presenting your chairs. I'll see you guys on Monday. Same bat hour, same bat channel.